Hey, Rob.
Yo.
We should get sponsored by Hydro Flask.
I agree.
Welcome back. MGM MarketAbilities podcast. This will be episode 37, I believe. Yeah.
It's always funny how you're counting them and you're like, I don't remember what number this is.
I'm almost positive it's 37.
In a row?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Anyways, Riley and I are both wearing hats. Rob is not. Welcome to the podcast.
Where'd my hat go?
We made it. Okay, guys. So today our topic is customer relationships.
CMR.
And not having intimate customer relationships. We're not about that.
Hey,
Rob.
Not those. Yeah, I'm sorry. What can I say? I like the ladies.
But no, we're going to talk about how important it is to have like quality relationship with your customers. And so we're going to talk about like 5 topics, just, kind of like what we did last time.
Okay.
And kind of just give you guys some insight on like how you can improve maybe your relationship with your customers, or maybe you can see someone that you're maybe buying from. And you're like, wow, these people are treating me like crap. I shouldn't be working with these people.
Right.
That's true.
So number 1, what do you guys think number 1 is?
Customer relationships.
Okay. Number 1 is communication.
I was about to say, yeah.
Communication is always going to be number 1. Because if you guys aren't talking, then what the heck?
Right.
Like, how are you guys supposed to work together and,
Yeah.
and do things together and
Work efficiently.
yeah,
And
exactly.
get stuff done.
Yeah. And I always see like a lack of communication, like a huge red flag.
Yeah.
Like if someone's not giving me details on like what I want, So just for me as as an audio engineer, if I ask people like, hey, I'm going to mix your track, can you give me some references and like mixes that you really want? And if they don't send them to me, like, I'm like, well,
Right.
how am I supposed to mix this for you if I don't know what kind of mixes you like? You know what I mean? And so I will hound people until I get it, because otherwise, like for me, it's like starting for no reason. You're basically, and that lack of communication, then it's like I've done this, right? And I've done mixes where they didn't give me references, and I went in completely blind, and then I finished the mix, sent it to them, and they're like, "This is nothing like what I wanted."
Right.
I'm like, "Well, you didn't give me any references. Like how was I supposed to know what you
Right.
wanted?"
And you're like, I've been asking you for weeks.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that a lot of times where if you don't hear from them, like I'm a graphic designer and things like that. So if you want me to make something for you, and I ask you like, what kind of style are you looking for? What vibe do you want? Like all that kind of stuff. And I don't get any communication, I'm going to make it the way that I feel it should be made.
Right.
And it's not necessarily going to be what you want.
Yeah. Exactly. So communication is huge.
That kind of goes back to like what we were talking about last podcast with like the clients giving you that that list of things. So like your not buzzwords, but like things that they specifically want in that video.
Oh yeah.
That's how you can pull from that.
Yeah.
Instead of you just what do you want?
Yeah. Yeah.
I can add what I think should look good.
Right. And it goes back to like having like a branding guide, right?
Yeah.
For your business.
Right.
Is like, if you don't have that, like we don't know we don't know what font or what this is supposed to look like, or you know what I mean? Like
Right.
we don't know exactly what your preference is.
But that goes the other way too, because so far we've only been talking about the customer not communicating. So
Right.
the
Because the
other
customer
way-
is always wrong. Oh, sorry. Wait, I screwed that up. Anyways.
So it goes the other way too, where
Yeah.
you as the business owner or whatever have to communicate with the customer as well.
Yes.
Where if they're asking questions about the deadline, or maybe when this is going to get due, or what are your rates, or anything like that, you have to communicate in order, because it works both ways.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. 100%. And that's why I said earlier is like, if someone that you're buying from or you're using as a service is not communicating back to you very well, it's a huge red flag.
Right.
Because you should always be communicating with your clients, even if it's small details. Like there are times when I will reach out to a mixing client and I'll be like, hey, you sang like super well in, with these harmonies and stuff. And it just has nothing to do with like the final product necessarily, but I'm just like kind of just giving them like some huge props to how they performed and stuff.
So I actually have a story about that. I got a call this morning from Sweetwater, and I order a lot of gear from them, as do you.
Spent too much
And
money.
they're the ones that we were talking about before that I
Yeah.
said they'll send you a handful of candy. Like you literally get
Yeah.
candy from them. But they called me today about something that I bought like months ago.
Yep.
And they were like, hey, we wanted to make sure it's still working well for you. We want to know how it's going. And then the guy, after we talked about that for a second, he was like, so how's everything else going? And I'm like, this dude wants to know about my life. So, and I mean, it may be like that may be their policy, but still he asked. And we ended up talking about my weight loss journey and like, then he was like, yeah, man, I need to get back into the gym.
Yeah.
That's
so
good.
it's like, you got to build
It's an actual relationship.
Yeah, you build those relationships. And that'll keep me going back to Sweetwater.
Oh, 100%.
To order things because I'd rather buy from them because I'm not going to get a call from Amazon.
No.
Like, was it Jeff Bezos?
Yeah.
He's not going to call me.
It'd be
like,
great if he did.
Personally call
He'd
you.
be like, hey, man, how's this?
How's your Amazon Prime going?
Yeah, you're liking you're liking our selection videos? Like, he's not gonna call me about that.
Prime Day's coming up.
How was our 2-day shipping? All right.
Dude, it's up to 5 days now. It's like it's not 2 days
terrible.
anymore.
Okay, number 2.
I think COVID gave them an out
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
because now they're like, we don't have to ship for 2 days anymore. Everybody's used to 5 days.
Speaking of 2 days, topic number 2.
I did that on purpose to transition.
This is perfect.
Yes, good job.
Exceed expectations.
Oh yeah.
And I believe it's like what we talked about last
Going
week.
above and beyond
Yeah,
for a client.
under promise, over deliver.
Yes.
And it doesn't always have to be like you promise them like whatever, hey, I'll do 2 videos at this rate or whatever, and then you give them like a 3rd video. That's not even necessarily what I'm talking about.
That's doing free work.
Yes.
And we don't do that.
We don't do that. What I'm referring to is what I said on the last podcast is like I've done albums with this guy for a while, and I decided to take one of his albums and frame it in a nice black frame and mail it to him.
Right.
And so he could hang it up on his wall. And
and that's like $50, and then
not even
right.
Yeah.
But he's going to choose you because
that's such a big deal.
He knows you care.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
So I did that. I have another story about that as well. I shot a wedding this weekend, and I told them, I said, I will get you a highlight video tomorrow.
Yeah.
I got it to him that night, the night of the wedding.
Yeah.
That's a good turnaround time.
Yeah, that is always a very good like kind of like a nice surprise for anything, especially with like what we do.
Yeah.
Is you'd be like, hey, it's going to take me 4 weeks to get this video to you, but if you do it in 2, they're like, whoa,
right,
what the heck? And then you just continuously promise like, hey, 4 weeks, but you're always going to get it done in 2,
right? Unless
something catastrophic happens, right?
And then you have those 4 weeks if something does happen.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the customer is like, oh, they prioritized me over everybody else.
Yeah. Exactly. Which we should.
Yeah.
Because everybody else doesn't matter. Just the customer.
No,
Rob,
you too.
I'm just kidding, Rob. Everyone knows what you meant.
No, I know.
Riley, how do you exceed expectations?
I'm just making those small things, just like texting, hey, I hope you like had a good time, good experience with me.
Yeah.
But like with my weddings, I always make like a 30 or like a quick social, just
Yeah.
send to them. That's what they can post. That's pretty much it. in a
Yeah.
sense. Or like if they don't even ask for it, I just do it.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, and like sometimes I will add on an extra revision for like mixes or something like that. I'll be like, hey,
yeah,
I know I didn't hit the mark on the first mix, so I'm going to add an extra revision for you for
Right.
free. You know what I mean?
Right.
Stuff like that.
and that will shock the client. That will make the client come back
Yeah,
for more,
because-
and will like tell people more about you.
Yeah, because on all my contracts, I say, hey, I give this amount of revisions, and then after that, it
It's
costs.
hourly.
Yeah, it costs you money. So, all right, number 3, asking for feedback.
Ooh, I think that's the best, because if you don't ask other creators for feedback, you're not growing as a creator.
Well, I'm talking about asking your
Customers, yeah, also that
for feedback.
That too, yeah.
And I think actually growing media is really good at this because we, talking to Angie all the time, she always asks, hey, how did we do for you this month? Did we make you money or did we not make you
Right.
money?
And then she always says, if we don't make you money, we will adjust our approach to make it work for you.
Because that's the whole point, right? Is like we're not making content just to make content. We're making content so that you guys can
Make money.
and your business can progress and grow. Or if it's not money wise or whatever, you want followers or whatever.
People to
likes.
register for your events or
whatever.
whatever.
Whatever it is.
Whatever
is
your
like,
goal is.
Yeah, is if whatever we're doing, the placement and the production, if that's not helping you get to that point, then we need to adjust. We need to change.
Right.
And we're not going to keep doing the same thing if it's broken, right? So so yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any stories about that.
You don't?
No.
Rob, you always have a story.
Yeah,
know.
always.
I can make one up.
Make one up.
All right, so once upon a time.
Okay, number 4, connect. So this is like kind of like what I did earlier was, sending them just a text message about, and like what you do, Riley, is like, hey, this is looking great. You did awesome.
Yeah.
Little things like that, but also like taking them out to lunch.
Yeah,
Like
that-
randomly, with like no agenda to like
Right.
upsell somebody. Just like, hey,
go out for lunch.
I just want to connect. I want to get to know you better. Kind of like what the Sweetwater guy did. He
Right.
you guys got done talking about the gear, and then he was like, how are you?
Yeah.
It's like what?
How's everything else going in your life?
Yeah, exactly.
It took me a minute because I was like, what am I mean, there's a lot going on. So what do I talk about?
Do you want me to talk about my journey with God, or do you want me to talk about what I ate for lunch?
Right. Be like, well, I had an argument with my brother. And
What subject would you like to talk about today?
My landlord's a really old, weird lady.
I actually made her laugh the other day. I know that's completely
For
off
real?
topic. Yeah, I
No,
made her
that's-
laugh.
What'd you do?
That's a big
the
deal.
real question. Yeah.
I don't remember what I said, but I know she laughed about it.
Look at that, Rob. You're making friends with your landlord.
Right. You got to be friends with your
You
landlord.
need to get lower rent now.
Right. Actually, she just raised it.
I know. Well, your rent's insanely low.
But
anyway,
yeah,
so-
she raised it $25 in the 8 years that I've been there.
Yeah, you're lucky.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Super lucky.
That's why I haven't
That's a
moved.
good customer
That's why I haven't
relationship right
moved.
there.
That you. Well, yeah, Rob. It's because she likes you.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like me? Have you seen me? I'm adorable.
That's true. Yeah.
I can find somebody.
That doesn't like me?
Yeah.
Good luck.
What? Everyone likes Rob.
No, I'll find somebody. Don't worry.
You're going to make them. You're like,
I
you know
will-
what Rob said about
I will
you?
conjure someone up.
They will walk through that door right now.
Okay,
Kick the door down.
last one. Number 5. Ooh, thank you.
I'm not doing that. Is that the Illuminati symbol? What's going on?
That was a good awkward moment
That
in the
was a good
podcast.
one, yeah.
Okay.
For those of you listening, you can't see what just happened. So go watch it on YouTube.
Yep.
Boom. Good plug, Rob.
Also subscribe.
Please. All right, last one is show appreciation.
I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you, Riley. All right.
I tolerate you.
I just feel like even when you're on those shoots, be like, hey, like I really do like appreciate me being here and you taking the time out of your day and just making this work.
Right.
Will always
Yeah.
make them feel
Oh,
happy.
so I have a story about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes,
It was
Rob's
about-
in his stories.
It was
Story,
about
Rob.
it was about the wedding. After the wedding was over, I walked up. The bride and groom, walking around talking to everybody, and I walked up, waited my turn, obviously, and I told her, I was like, hey, I wanted to let you know I'm leaving, and I wanted to thank you. I wanted to appreciate you.
You thank you.
Yeah, whatever the words are. Thank you for actually calling me.
Yeah.
And giving me the opportunity to come and do this for you
Yep.
instead of just disappearing, like a lot of people would do. Is you're like, oh, my time's up, I'm out.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I
Peace.
actually went to both of them. I shook their hands. I was gonna hug the bride, but I was super sweaty because I'd been running around doing camera all day.
Right.
So I shook her hand and then told her that, and then I went to the groom, told him the same thing.
Yeah.
So it was just an appreciation of like, I really appreciate you giving me this job.
Yeah. That's perfect. Like that's what I tell almost every single one of my own personal clients from like for my company when I'm producing music is like even today I had a guy commit to a contract this morning. And he said, hey man, I really appreciate you, working with me on a bunch of stuff. And I was like, no, dude, like I appreciate you actually choosing me.
Yeah.
I was like, I know there's other options out there. I know that, maybe there's someone even more talented than me that you can choose. But, I'm glad that you chose me, and I'm glad because like we already have a sort of a friendship happening.
Yeah.
And so I always say I appreciate you because there was one time in college I was in a business class and they wanted you to go interview a business owner. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know very many. I was, I grew up, my family always worked like regular jobs and, not very many people in my family own their own business. So I had to seek out, and I ended up interviewing a guy who owns a lawn care company, right? Literally, I don't care about lawn care, but I talking to him, and he said the number one thing that he had that like where he got like a customer retention, right? Like customers always coming back to him, is he went out of his way to say, hey, I really appreciate you for choosing me. Because apparently a lot of people just don't go out of the way to do that. Like what you said, Rob, is like there's a lot of videographers to be like, okay, done shooting. It's 7 p.m. Like,
Right.
like leave.
Deuces.
You know, like I'll edit it and send it to you as quick as I can and be
Yeah.
done with it. Right.
Right.
But yeah, really going out of your way and appreciating them and actually appreciating them. I think that's like a big deal. It's like you can say you appreciate somebody, right? But you should really like actually, you know, inside of you have that feeling of appreciation that like they decided to use you for whatever it is, whether it's filming or
Sound.
sound, or maybe you make baked muffins. Like it doesn't matter, right? Like they could have gone to Walmart and bought muffins, right?
Right.
That's true.
Like they could have gone online and found some regular old videographer, but they chose you, right?
Yeah.
And so I think just being in that state of appreciation is going to help you enjoy your work so much more.
I agree.
Boom.
Nailed it.
You guys want to add anything?
I just feel like
Riley does.
when like your friends are making moves, call them and tell them that you appreciate them,
Oh yeah,
because sometimes they don't hear it.
yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah, it's
I had a
good.
call with actually Israel the other day. I was like, hey bro, like I appreciate you. Your
Yeah.
music is killing.
It's
It's great
Yeah.
because everyone's doing a good job.
Well, his engineer is just so good.
yeah, I don't know who he is.
Yeah. He's
but
just incredible.
like just telling your friends and your family like you appreciate them
Yeah.
is going to make a big deal, because that could make a smile on somebody else's face.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite things to do, and then you get some of the weirdest reactions because people don't hear it very often.
Yeah.
You know, you just be like, "Hey, man, I really appreciate you," or "Hey, that one thing that you did, that's so awesome," and they're like, "I didn't even know anybody saw that."
Yeah.
Yeah. And then in a roundabout way, I've seen this happen where if you're just a person who shows appreciation and is just genuinely good to be around, people are going to hire you.
That's true.
People are going to hire you even if you're not like the best, right?
Yeah.
Because they enjoy being around you.
Right, and they know what to expect as well.
They know what to expect, and they know that you're not going to screw them over or be mean or, you know, whatever a negative
Yeah.
connotation that could happen, right?
Right.
So yeah, that's good, Riley. It's good. Anything to add, Rob?
I do not.
Okay. I think that's it for today. It was a short podcast.
Yeah, it's about
Super
20 minutes.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching.
We appreciate you.
Please, Hydro Flask,
It up.
sponsor us. Sweetwater.
You
Sweet
know what to
water.
do.
Give me like a
What's up?
discount or something. 'Cause I've spent so much money with you guys. It's incredible.
Sweetwater.
I haven't bought anywhere near as much gear as you, but
Oh,
I've
gosh.
bought.
Did they give you candy, Rob? That's the real question.
They do. They send you candy. Like I ordered.
Yeah, they always send you a little bag of candy.
I know, it's so good.
I ordered some
Okay.
headphones from them, and I ordered a
The podcast mixer.
yeah. Zoom
Yeah.
podcaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the podcaster, and it was.
Yeah.
I got like for both things. I got a box of candy, or like a little handful of candy in the box.
Love the candy. All right.
Bad for my teeth.
Thank you guys for watching. Please go like and subscribe.
God.
MarketAbilities podcast on Facebook,
Show that you appreciate us.
Instagram.
TikTok.
Check out TikTok. I always forget about TikTok because I
TikTok.
don't have it on my phone anymore.
know. It's
But
great.
and then if you guys want to check out the agency, it's growing.media on all social platforms, and then growingmediamarketing.com. We love you guys. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Ah!